Hello, everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. If you follow me over on Instagram, you'll know that last year I held a poll asking everyone which book look I should do for celebrating reaching 5K on Instagram, and y'all voted The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So without further ado, here is my book look for The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Ha ha! I feel like The Cruel Prince is one of those books where like I don't have to talk about what it is, because majority of people who are familiar with seeing the book title, or if you guys are fans of A Court of Thorns and Roses, you'll most likely know The Cruel Prince. But anyways, quick summary of The Cruel Prince. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what this book is already, especially since so many of you guys voted for it, but it is by Holly Black. It follows main character Jude Duarte, who has a twin sister as well as another half-sister. Anyways, they are born into the mortal realm, but it turns out they don't belong there. They actually belong in a world called Elfheim, or Fairy. And that's where all the fae people live, the fairies, and all of the lovely, beautiful, magical creatures live. However, in this world, they're mean, they're cruel, they're jerks, they pick on Jude and her sisters, but as they are, my nail's falling off. As her and her sisters are trying to survive in Elfheim, Jude in particular gets picked on a lot by a character named Carden, and he is one of the many princes in Elfheim. He's one of the princes of the Greenbrier line. Ooh, fancy. As you can guess, this book is chock full of romance, specifically an enemies to lovers romance. Lots of magic. Jude is a really kick-ass fighter warrior chick, so if you're really into action, there's a lot of really cool action scenes with Jude. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do. Go pick it up if you haven't! Anyways, this book look was not only strongly inspired by the beautiful, iconic book cover, but also Jude Duarte, who is not only the main character, but also my favorite character. Everyone else was just mean to her. But yeah, if you'd like to see how I put this whole look together, and if you'd like me to talk a little bit more about the books, then keep watching! Yay! Mwah!
Like with every book look, we begin with a clean bare face and our favorite primers. I like to use a mix of two poreless primers by Clinique and Smashbox, and of course, eye priming with my favorite eye primer by NARS. Also, if you see my backdrop moving around now and then, it's cause my cats like to play with it. They think it's a curtain, they keep playing with it, so just ignore that for now. Anyways, once we're nice and primed, I'm going under my eyes with a white cream body paint from my CC Beauty palette. I mostly like to do this because it acts as a color corrector under my eyes, and I also like that it doesn't crease as much under my eyes as my water-based paint does. But after that, I'm going in with my Mayron Paradise paint in white all over the rest of my face, neck, chest, basically all over me, since the rest of the look is going to be white like the book cover. For me personally, white is one of the most challenging colors to work with, and so I like to set my water-based paint with some translucent setting powder just to ensure it lasts the whole painting process, but also so I can better see where I need to fill in with airbrush paints right after. And for airbrushing, I like to use Graftobian's SFX Air. Here I'm just filling in any patchy areas and smoothing everything out. It doesn't have to look perfectly opaque since I'll be drawing the tree and branches from the book cover over it right after. But just so I have a pretty opaque coverage, I'm setting everything again with some translucent setting powder. Next, I'm going to use some matte brown eyeshadows. For this one, I used a mix of the darkest brown shades from the James Charles Artistry palette, and I'm lightly contouring around where I normally would on my face and body. I'm also starting with this shade of brown, mostly to also tie in the brown tones from the book cover, and this is just so my face and body don't look so flat with the white body paint, and so we can add some depth and shape to my face and body. I'm also messily adding the same mix of brown eyeshadows up onto my eyes as a transition color, and adding a little bit of matte black eyeshadow from the Morphe palette to darken things up. After that, I'm cutting my crease with some concealer. I like to do the little look-up trick to find how high my cut crease should go, and I'm using a packer brush to blend that all around the ball of my eyelid. Next, I'm using some e.l.f. liquid metallic eyeshadow in the shade Aurora just to the outer corners of my cut crease to pay reference to the green beetle on the book cover and the Greenbrier line from the story. Ho ho ho. And with the Rebel Quad and Army by Juvia's Place, I'm using both of these shades to fill in the rest of my cut crease, mostly using the light foiled green on the very center of my eyelid. I'm also using the darkest shade in that quad palette to darken up my crease and corners a little more and dragging that color down onto my lower lash lines. With that same darkest shade from the quad color and an angled brow brush, I'm filling in and making my brows look bushier than they naturally are. And to clean up and sharpen my brow shape, I'm using the same white cream body paint under and around my eyebrows. Once the general idea of my eyes are done, I'm grabbing a white eyeliner pencil and I'm tracing out where I want my Cruel Prince tree and branches to go on my face and body. After that, I'm dipping into some Mayron Paradise paint in brown, and I'm roughly tracing over everything. I'm also using the same brown body paint along with the dark brown eyeshadow colors I used on my eyes to shade around and lightly color my tree and branches. With a little bit of black body paint and a super thin paintbrush, I'm lightly tracing around my trees and branches just to give the shape of them a little more definition. To give my branches more of a 3D feel, I'm using my Dimensions 3D glitter by Dermaflage in Oprah to line and dot along highlight points on my face and body. Also, I usually like to live stream on Twitch and IG Live around this point of body painting, so if you see me talking on screen and bringing my phone into the frame, it's because I'm streaming while I'm talking to all of you. If you'd like to join me on my streams, follow me on Twitch and IG to see when my next stream days will be, and I hope to chat with you all real soon. Woo! Anyways, after the dermaflaging, I'm attaching various sizes and shapes of gold pearls all over my face and body with some lash glue. No rhyme or reason on how I'm placing it, I'm just sticking them in random spots to tie in all the pretty gold accents from the book cover, but also to decorate my tree and branches. Next, I'm dipping into some gold highlighter and gold cosmetics glitter, and I'm dabbing it all over the highlight points on my face and body, like my cheekbones, shoulders, cupid's bow, and nose, pretty much all over me. But after that, I'm curling my lashes in preparation for falsies. And like always, in true kitty cat fashion, my cat's knocked over my backdrop yet again! If you ever join me on my live streams, you'll usually catch my cats trying to play with my backdrop, my makeup, pretty much everything on me, my camera wires, they'll try to mess with everything. Anyways, for this look, I opted yet again for some beautifully bold, big, dramatic 25mm faux mink lashes by McKiwi. Once we got the lashes on, I'm sticking on more pearls around my face while my lash glue dries and reprimanding my kitty cat Kaja for knocking down my backdrop. But once all the lash glue dries, I'm lightly tracing a thin line of black liquid liner just to hide my lash band. I'm also topping my false lashes off with some Mayron metallic powder mixed with its mixing liquid to lightly paint the tips of them gold. This is just so they don't disappear into the dark background behind me and so you can see them a little bit better when the light catches. Next, I'm lining and filling my lips with a brown pencil liner by NYX Cosmetics in the color Club Hopper. I usually like to line and fill my entire lip with pencil liner before going over with lipstick, just because I feel like it helps the lipstick stay in place a little bit longer. I'm then topping off my lips with NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the same shade Club Hopper to tie in those brown tones from the book cover. After that, I'm coating my bottom lashes with some mascara. Because my eyes and lips are so boldly dark now, I decided to also darken up my contour as well by blending in just a little bit of black eyeshadow around my face, neck, and body. And just because all of my kitty cats decided to keep me company during this film session and live stream, here's my puppy Maru, who you can often catch here and there on my streams, as well as on my social media pages. He's my big fluffy baby. Good puppers. Anyways, I was on the fence on including the green beetle from the book cover into the look, so I wanted to give a thank you to everyone who joined me on IG Live and on Twitch, who helped me decide to incorporate the beetle, who you all have lovingly named Jonathan, for inside joke reasons that you just had to be there to understand. Anyways, now whenever I look at the cover of Cruel Prince, I just immediately see Jonathan now, and every time I go to bookstores or libraries and I see Cruel Prince, I just see Jonathan the beetle now. Thank you. But once Jonathan is all rhinestoned out and set on my chest, it is time for our final big step of this book look, and that is of course my Jude Duarte wig. Woohoo! This was my third attempt at trying to make this wig with horns, and the other two times just didn't feel right, it didn't sit right, and it just wasn't what I was trying to convey when it came to the character as well as the vibe and aesthetic of the book, world, and story. So hopefully this third time's a charm. There were still some things that I would maybe fix up looking back on it now, but I was actually really happy with how it turned out, especially since I did hair horns. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to film the full behind the scenes for this wig or the tiny accessories that I used for this look, but I will have some tiny snippets of putting this wig along with my accessories together on IG and TikTok. Thinking about it now, while working on this look, it was pretty much almost a year in the making since I first held this 5K celebration book look poll back in March of 2021. But to be fair, I was moving out of state, finding a job in a new state, as well as trying to complete other book look projects, and especially since you guys chose this as my 5K look, I want it to be the best it could possibly be, especially since it was my way of saying thank you to everyone for helping me reach 5K on IG. I just really wanted it to be the best it could possibly be for you guys. So with that said, I wanted to say thank you all so much for your patience and for sticking it out with me this whole time while I tried to put this look together, and of course for supporting all of my book looks. Anyways, once the wig is on, I added some separate braid attachments and accessories like a string of gold pearls to accent my braid fringe, and of course our Cruel Prince crown of Elfheim, or our blood crown for those who have read the book, and just cause I can never have too much gold, I'm adding some gold pearl pins all along the wig. After all of that, I'm just doing some finishing touches like adding extra green glitter to my eye look and painting my arms and hands to match the overall look. But after that, we are done! Woo! Here is our finished look for The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Yay! When I first started doing book looks by B back in 2018, it was always really quiet and lonely, but now that I started filming and streaming them, my film paint days always seem like a party occasion. I just wanted to say another thank you to everyone for helping me reach 5K on Instagram. Thank you everyone for helping me choose this book look to celebrate this milestone, and I wanted to give an even bigger thank you to everyone who hung out with me while I live streamed this look. It really does make the many hours in the paint chair go by so much faster, and it's even more fun to be able to talk about the books that we love with each other and just, have fun and hang out with you all. It really does mean a lot. And I'm looking forward to making even more for you all. Thank you all for joining me. Let me know what book looks you'd like to see next, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!